Hi guys, happy Friday. Blah. Yeah, no. So the full moon is super full moon coming up. And I thought I would start a new series on deities. Hekate. So, alright. This is one amazing book. It is by Rosemary Ellen Gilly. I had no idea. One amazing book. And it's the 3rd edition. So, Hekate, which I love to death. So, Hekate in Greek mythology, a powerful goddess who became the patron of magic and witchcraft. Hekate has 3 aspects. She is the goddess of fertility and plenty, goddess of the moon, and queen of the night, ghosts and shades. In her moon goddess aspect, she is often part of a trinity with Selene and Diana or Artemis. So, always a connection. Always a connection. Love it. Hekate possesses infernal power, roaming the earth at night with a pack of red-eyed hellhounds. And that's what I call you guys, my hellhounds. I like that. Okay. And a raccoon of dead souls. She is visible only to dogs, and if dogs howl in the night, it means Hekate is about. Yeah, my dog always howling at night. She is the cause of nightmares and insanity, and is so terrifying that many ancients refer to her as the Nameless One. She's not that terrifying. She's not that scary. So she is the goddess of the dark of the moon, the destroyer of life, but also the restorer of life. So you can connect her with Kali. Very big connection with Kali. I can see that. So in one myth, she turns into a bear or a boar and kills her own son, then brings him back to life. In her dark aspect, she wears a necklace made of testicles. Alright. Talk about feminism at its best. I like that. That's funny. That's not funny, but I think it's great. Her hair is made of withering snakes. Ooh. Oh, writhing snakes, which petrify, like Medusa. I love it. I love it. Hekate is the goddess of all crossroads, looking in 3 directions at the same time. In ancient times, 3-headed statues of her were set up at many intersections, and secret rites were performed under a full moon to appease her. Statues of Hekate carrying torches or swords were erected in front of homes to keep evil spirits at bay. And actually, I do have a very tiny statue of Hekate when I joined the covenant of the goddess Hekate a long time ago, and I think it's based out of the UK. So I do have my statue of her in my front yard, but she's buried. So, and she helps. So Hekate has been associated with many incantations, sacrifices, and rituals throughout history. In ancient times, people sought to appease her by leaving chicken hearts and honey cakes outside their doors. On the last day of the month, offerings of honey, onions, fish, and eggs were left at crossroads, along with sacrifices of, puppies, infant girls, and she-lambs. Oh, puppies. Sorcerers gathered at the crossroads to pay homage to her, and such infernal servants as the Ambuja? A hobgoblin. Okay. The Secrosis, a poltergeist, and the Mormo, a ghoul. One petition for her patronage was recorded in the 3rd century by Hippolytus? I'm butchering those words, I know I am. So, come infernal and terrestrial and heavenly Bombo, Hekate, goddess of the broad roadways of the crossroad, thou who goest to fro at night, torch in hand, enemy of the day, friend and lover of darkness, Thou who dost rejoiced when the bitches are howling and warm blood is spilt. Thou who art walking amid the phantom and in the place of tombs, thou whose thirstest blood, thou who dost strike chill fear into mortal hearts, Gorgo, Mormo, moon of 1,000 forms, cast a piteous eye upon our sacrifice. That's a very different version of that one. I have Michael Ford's version of the Invocation of Hekate, or the Witch Mother. It's very, very dark. Very dark. So, as the goddess of all forms of magic and witchcraft, Hekate was far more important in antiquity than the mythical sorceress, Circe, who is sometimes said to be her daughter, or the witch Medea. She's sometimes said to be Hecate's daughter, who helped Jason steal the golden fleece. Yes. So in modern witchcraft, Hekate is usually associated with the lunar trinity, the triple goddess. She rules over the waning and dark moon. A 2-week period that is best for magic that deals with banishing, releasing, planning, and introspection. She is invoked for justice. So, that is just this book's small glimpse into Hekate. Just a very small glimpse into Hekate and of what she is about and how she was honored way back when in the ancient times. I mean, we're not going to go out and sacrifice puppies today or infant girls. Yeah, that's just ridiculous. So, that's just a little bit of history on her. And it's very, very amazing. She's not terrifying. People think that she is just the most terrifying goddess ever. And I do consider myself a darker witch, but I like the darker aspect. It helps to bring out more light for me personally. So I don't see her in such a crazy way. Well, I do see her as a dark figure, but she's just so loving and she's caring and she treats her children like gold, just like La Santísima Muerte. I see so many connections with all these goddesses, so it just makes me believe that they're all one in the same, of a giant disco ball, especially Hekate. Okay, so it also says see goddess here in this book. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to just maybe show you guys goddess, because there is a really, oh wow, alright, very long. So yes, you guys should go get this book. It's very informative. The Encyclopedia of Witches, Witchcraft, and Wicca. Yeah, Wicca, don't let it throw you off. It's still an amazing book. Amazing book. So, alright, so just goddess. I don't know what is up with my laptop. I have no internet. I have no internet access. I think I'll die if I can't upload this. Okay, so goddess. This is just goddess. So goddess in contemporary witchcraft, the goddess embodies the very essence of the craft. So within traditional witchcraft, no, the god does. So, but it's still, there's balance. There's a balance of the god and the goddess in everything and everyone. But in traditional witchcraft, we focus on the god more than the goddess. That's just how it is in traditional witchcraft. So, she is the great mother whose limitless fertility brings forth all life. She is Mother Nature, the living biosphere of the planet and the forces of the elements. She is both creator and destroyer. So she is the Queen of Heaven. She is the moon, the source of magical power. She is emotion, intuition, and the psychic faculty. The divine force is genderless, but it manifests in the universe in a polarity of the male and female principles. So we're getting into duality. So I love Rosemary. She is a very, very talented writer. So most traditions of witchcraft emphasize the goddess aspect of the divine force, some almost to the exclusion of the horned god, the male principle. So that is Wicca. Wicca does that. They will focus more on the goddess than the god and try to just oomph him out of that. So balance, 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 balance. So the goddess is called by many names, each one representing a different facet or aspect of a giant disco ball, which I think is amazing. The goddess is also recognized in pagan traditions. So worship of the goddess, or at least for the female principle, dates back to Paleolithic times. So way before Christianity, way before Christianity, Catholicism, Mormon, Baptist, all of it. Goddess worship was taken by the Catholics, and they turned her into Virgin Mary. Therefore, when you pray to Virgin Mary in the Catholic Church, you are worshiping the goddess, which I think is awesome. So, it's not been lost, it's just been hidden very well. So it has been suggested by some anthropologists that the first god was a female. I believe, yes, I do believe it had to have been a female. How can a man give birth to the universe without some kind of female counterpart or duality? There has got to be duality. Jesus, loose forward Jesus, same person, cosmic being, had the perfect balance of masculine and feminine. So, I'm not sure where I was going with that, but that is just my observation. So, according to the earlier creation myths, self-fertilized and created the universe from herself and reigned alone. That early agricultural religions were dominated by goddess worship. That the gods prospered only when graced with a beneficence and wisdom of the goddess, and that early societies may have been matriarchal. From me come all gods and goddesses who exist, says Isis in Aplui's The Golden Ass, Rapid Graves, in The White Goddess of 1948. So, he made a case for a widespread earth and moon goddess cult, especially among the Celts, but his theory is not supported by evidence. It was the god that was honored the most within traditional witchcraft. So, other scholars argue that existing evidence does not support those claims. While women have at times held status equal to men, there is no evidence that they have ever held superior status in a matriarchy. Goddess worship has been balanced by god worship and the worship of both male and female supreme deities. The sacred marriage of a sky god and earth mother is a common theme in societies around the world. So, paganism, Wicca, witchcraft, traditional witchcraft, European paganism, Native American, all of it. So among the first human images found to date are the Venus figures, naked female forms with exaggerated sexual parts, which date back to the Magonons of the Upper Paleolithic period between 35,000 and 10,000 BCE. The Venus of La Suelle, carved in bas-relief on a rock shelter in southern France that apparently once a hunting shrine, dates to ca. 19,000 BCE. She is painted in red orc, perhaps suggesting blood, and is holding a bison horn in one hand. Cro-Magnon gave paintings also depicted women giving birth. A naked goddess appeared. Wow, this is a lot. It's a heavy book, too. To be patroness of the hunt, to the mammoth hunters in the Pyrenees, I think that's how you say that, and was also the protectress. I cannot fucking talk. Damn it. Alright. Protectress of the hearth and lady of the wild things. Female figurines also have been found from the Proto-Neolithic period of 7,000 to 9000 BCE. In the Middle Neolithic period, ca. 6000 to 5000 BCE, figures of a mother holding a child appear. In the High Neolithic period, ca. 4500 3500 BCE, decorated female figurines presumptuously were objects of worship. In Africa, cave images of the horned goddess, later Isis. But God forbid we talk about a goddess, Isis, without getting backlash for that. It dates to 7000 to 6000 BCE. The black goddess was bisexual and self-fertilizing. So in Egypt prior to 31110 BCE, the goddess was known as Tarut, Great One, and was portrayed a pregnant hippopotamus standing on hind legs in the Half culture on the Tigris River, ca. 5000 BCE. Goddess figurines were associated with the cow, serpent, humped ox, sheep, goat, pig, bull, dove, and double axe. Symbols of 10 connected to the goddess. 10 connected to the goddess in later historical periods. In the Sumerian civilization, 4000 BCE, the princess or queen of a city was associated with the goddess and the king with the god. So yes, it goes deep. It goes very deep. And I love this, Rosemary. Thank you for such an amazing book. So, the goddess took on many aspects. Damn it. Blowing my pages back. So the goddess took on many aspects with the advance of civilization. She acquired a husband, lover, or son who died or was sacrificed in an annual birth, death, rebirth rite of the seasons. So, you guys see where Jesus came from? The creation story. The death and resurrection. Yes, it came from paganism. So she became creator, mother, virgin, destroyer, warrior, huntress, homemaker, wife, artist, queen, jurist, healer, and sorcerer. She acquired 1,000 faces and 1,000 names. She has been associated both with the sun and moon, the earth and the sky. The end of the golden age of the goddess occurred between the 1800s and 1500 BCE, when Abraham, the first prophet of the Hebrew god, Yahweh, which Yahweh is actually Yahweh, Adonai, it stems from a demon, an actual demon, but demons are not evil. So, it is said to have lived in Canaan. So many contemporary witches feel the goddess has been ignored and suppressed for too long by patriarchies. The powerful desire to worship the goddess may be seen in the veneration accorded to the Virgin Mary, although officially the Virgin Mary is the human mother of the incarnate God. She is virtually defied by her many worshippers who petition her in prayer. Interesting. It's very interesting stuff. So despite suppression by the church, pagan goddess cults, particularly of Diana, flourished in Europe into and beyond the Middle Ages. The church associated them and all pagan deities with evil and the devil. Diana was said to be the goddess of the witches. And late as the 19th century, American folklore, Charles Godfrey Leland claimed to have discovered material relating to Diana of Radia, cult of Tuscany. Interesting. Very interesting. So, where'd I go? Oh, in contemporary witchcraft, the emphasis on the goddess evolved out of the witchcraft tradition developed by Gerald B. Gardner, who had begun publicly promoting in the 1950s, claiming an unbroken heritage along the lines of Margaret Murray's unfounded theories. He said traditional and hereditary covens in Britain had emphasized the horn god. They did. And he himself seemed to prefer that. So, his earliest published writing, a novel of witchcraft called High Magic's Aid, which was published in 1949. And I have that book. It's a very good book. makes no mention of the goddess. So in 1953, Gardner initiated Doreen Valentine, who rewrote much of Gardner's rituals in his Book of Shadows and gave more emphasis to the goddess. Valentine, is that how you say your name? That's what I want to call it, so yeah. Maintained that both goddess and god elements interwoven were present when she joined Gardner's coven. As for Gardner, he believed that the horn god should have dominated, and that women in the craft should be pretty much servants to men, or lower, which is wrong. He may have recognized, however, that a central figure of the goddess would ultimately be more popular. So, coming from being suppressed, I can see that. So, when Murray's witchcraft theory was shattered and some of the fallacies about Gardner's ancient unbroken religion were exposed, witchcraft was forced to look for a past. It grafted itself more firmly onto a reconstruction of paganism and goddess spirituality. That it did successfully with momentum from the growing feminist and environmental movements. So, that's where that came from. So the goddess in contemporary witchcraft and paganism, in early mystery tradition, the goddess represents Gaia, the living consciousness of the earth, the divine feminine, the inner woman. The goddess validates woman's power by her intuition, emotions, will, creativity, sexuality, body, desires, and heritage. She is the cycle of life, death, and where'd I go? And rebirth. In the eternal spark, in all of creation, both men and women can find both the transcendent goddess as the co-creator of the universe, and in the impatent goddess force within, the highest expression of Anima, or the Great Mother archetype, residing deep in the unconscious. So yes, just the duality, another aspect of ourselves. Alright. So, the goddess is she of 1,000 names, who can be worshipped and petitioned in any of her numbered guises. In the craft, her most common name is Aradia, and she is most frequently recognized in a trinity, the triple goddess, a personification of her three faces, a virgin mother and crone. Trinities of a goddess and gods have been worshipped since antiquity. In various cultures, the Morrigan of Ireland is personified by Anna, the virgin Bad, the mother of Macha, and the crone. The triple goddess of the modern craft is personified by three Greek goddesses of the moon: Artemis, usually called by her Roman name Diana, Selene, and Hekate. They are all new and waxing, full and waning, dark phases of the moon. Respectfully, Diana, the virgin and huntress, is associated with the new and waxing moon, and she rules the earth. She represents independence. Selene, the mother, is associated with the full moon and rules the sky. She represents nurturing and creation. Hekate, the crone, is associated with the waning and the dark of the moon and rules the underworld. She represents wisdom. Hekate herself was said to have had 3 death aspects. 3 death aspects to Hekate herself. So Hekate, Ceres, and Persephone, and also who was part of the Greek mother goddess trinity that included Hebe as virgin, Hera as mother, and Hekate as crone. A witch's magical powers are used to serve the goddess as her representatives on Earth. Witches must use magic for the greater good of humanity. So the use of magic to harm is prescribed. The Wiccan Read, yeah, it goes on about the Wiccan Read, but I don't want to go on with that, so yeah, that is about the goddess. Very big book, holy crap. So yes, this is a very good book. Very good book, very big. I love it. So yes, that is a good one too. That focuses on the darker aspects of the goddesses, all their different, the 3 triple moon phased goddesses, and it all just kind of leads me back to Hekate. So, I gotta have a drink of coffee. And that version It was just a little darker than my version of the invocation of the Witch Mother, which would be Hekate. So, here is, I can actually get the book open. So this is, where'd I get this? This was back in 2011, quite a while ago. So this is the Invocation of the Witch Mother. And this came from, this is Michael Ford's. So thank you, Michael Ford, Mr. Ford. So, come, infernal, terrestrial, and pale Hekate, goddess of the crossroad, thou who ride upon the winds of night, thou who in fair form walks the lands in the hours of darkness, enemy of the day, friend and companion of darkness, thou who dost rejoice when the wolves are howling, and warm blood is spilt, thou who art the hungering goddess amid the phantoms and in tombs, thou whose thirst is blood, thou who dost strike terror in the uninitiated, Gorgo, Mormo, thousand-faced burning moon, look upon my sacrifice. Harmony is born within the circle. We are joined within this rite as children of the goddess. She who rides the night sky, thy dance of shadows and dream-casting visions, an eye which strips the blood of the moon, to which a cloaked night gives compassion. She who holds the spirits, who traverse a sky of endless processions. Hark! Come forth, manifest in the power zone of Yesod, in which the rays cascade with silver tones of light. A fire warms the earth in your honor, to that of amber visions so clear in their ecstasy. Widdershins around a cackling fire, your many children dance, born of witch blood and invoking the sign of Hekate, dark goddess of the moon. I call your essence down, just as we dance in spirit, in flesh. O Morpheus, Hypnos, and Thanatos, your sight burns with life. We see much through you. Desires form a transcendent path within night. Our spells weave through your arms, which hold the sacred fire. So mote it be. So, I like that one. I like that one a lot better. It gives you more it doesn't, that book stops at the part about the spilt blood, look upon our offering. This one just goes on. So there's many forms of that on floating around everywhere on the internet. So yes, very, very, just an amazing goddess, a very amazing goddess to work with. I do have a few things. Since I did join the Covenant of the Goddess Hekate, how many have you guys joined? It's out of the United Kingdom. It's out of UK. So I'm not sure how much it has changed. When I had to write a vow, to Hekate, perform the sacred rite of her sacred fires. We had to do all that, and then I had to send in my reasoning on why I would like to follow Hekate and the goddess, why I would like to be a part of that, the covenant of the Hekate with God, the covenant of the goddess Hekate. So a lot went into that. So I did actually have to study a lot about Hekate, and it's just she's not as dark as people make her seem. So she's not evil. She's been demonized. So she can be associated with the Virgin Mary. She can be associated with La Santísima Muerte. She can be associated with Diana. So they're all connected. All of them are connected. Just like one giant, where's my disco ball? One giant disco ball with many different faces. So that is how I see it. It's just how I see her. And I've heard so many horror stories that people are terrified of her, and I don't ever get any of that. None of that. So, and if you can see, now she's too far down, but she's got her own space here. Hiccup. So yeah, she's got many, many different things that I've given her and made her over the times. And I will share those in a later video, because I don't want to burn out on Hekate. So yeah, it's a little bit of history, background information. I like history. I'm sorry. I do. It's fun. All the different aspects of the moon with Hekate. So you can even find it in modern day Samhain decorations, or as we call it here in the United States, Halloween. So yeah, just a very awesome goddess. Just very amazing. Very, very close to the heart. So, alright guys, that's it for today. So, I hope you all have a great weekend. Be safe, please, for me. And yeah, that dark cloud that, everybody feels lately, it's lifting. It's lifting. So the love is going. It's going. And if you guys are not on my public page, facebook.com/Ryan Occult Specialist. I daily I am posting, nightly and daily. I'm posting and trying to just keep the love going and just try to kill all the crap with kindness, because I'm honestly tired of it. I want my peace back, and I'm gonna get it back. It's already here, so it's gotta come out. So yes, so no more political stuff from me ever again. Nope. I opened my mouth once, and that's the bad thing to do. So yeah, if you just shut up. Shut up, Brian. Shut up. Alright guys. I'm glad that there was a comment. I don't have internet right now, so I can't get onto my comments. Don't know why. There was a comment that somebody wanted to join in. I'm going to make the ritual if I can actually get to my public page. So check me out over there, and all my links are below, and let me know what you guys think. And I love you all very, very much. Very, very much. So I hope you all have a great weekend. And what are you guys doing this weekend? Curious. Very curious. I'm doing nothing. I'm relaxing. So, alright guys, I love you all very, very much. And thank you guys for watching.